Well, good morning, guys. After several days, we are come back in here in the Nasdaq chart, and we are reviewing for the market opening. It's 6:35 Eastern Time, and so far we are going to have a overview over what happened in the last few days. Okay, now we are in the 15-minute chart, and we are Tuesday, April 8th. We see the market opened with a very large gap around 300, which is quite a lot. And in the yesterday's trading, if we focus from here to here, we are seeing the market was in the London and Asia ranging. Initially, the market stepped up and cleared the buy side liquidity and reached almost 50% of the new week opening gap of Monday, April 7th. After that, we had a little bit retracement into this 15 minutes BC, which is coupled with the breaker here. For yesterday, my ideal for setup was bullish. I was totally bearish, I'm sorry, for yesterday because before market open we cleared the buy side here, and here as you can see we have a very beautiful equal lows which are still in my interest. And now we are going to the 5-minute chart to have a review on the 5-minute chart. Let's see. Okay, we are here in the 5-minute chart, and as you can see the market was in a very big consolidation. And let's measure the amount of the range. It's something around 500 handles, which is a lot for consolidation, and the level of volatility yesterday was quite high. So we are going to measure in the 1-minute chart, and let's see what we have here. Here I was putting some notes as I was watching the price in live, and it's very nice actually. Here we are seeing I measured midnight, the first 30 minutes after midnight opening in the New York, and I was trying to kind of anticipate the level of highs and lows of the day, and as you can see this level is the low of yesterday. Yes, oh I'm sorry, this level here, and we can see the low is at 16,460 even, which I was expecting 14,461. That's pretty obvious. It's true that we have this low prior to midnight open, but I was expecting to see the low is created around these projections of this measurement. If we want to go, we can also have a little measurement above the market. Let's create here we can put 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4. Let's see if these are enough for our measurement. No, we are much higher. Actually, we moved maybe 10. Let's see. Oh, 10 looks pretty good. Let's extend this to the right and hmm, yeah, that's amazing. We can see the beautiful reaction of the market to this level, 10th of this projection. Now we are turning off all of these projections and we don't need to extend it to the right. Okay, now we are going immediately to the opening range gap. As you can see, we have a discount gap, which means we opened much lower than the settlement on Friday. The price on of the settlement on Friday was 17,523.50. And we opened to yesterday's market at 16,925 even, which is a very large gap, as you can see. I mentioned the midpoint of the gap as our CE, which is very important. And prior to, as you can see, this candle shows our 930. But we are going to have a look before the market open at 930. We are seeing that the market is in a quiet bullish market, bullish move. We started shifting structure from here, and after that we ran higher, as you can see. Here we have a quite beautiful fair value gap and institutional entry deal order flow. And we moved from this candle around 200, 300, around 300, which is very good and considerable in a very short time after 4 a.m. till 4:40. In 40 minutes, 300 handles is quite a lot, and it's really interesting actually. Anyway, we are going back to see the market. We saw this fair value gap BC from 15-minute chart. Again, I'm going to show you, and it's this 15-minute chart, and I was expecting to see it. Okay, let me draw a line here as a sell side liquidity. We will see this once we go lower time frame, and also there is another BC here of 15-minute, and we are marking this to go to know when we are going in the lower time frame what we have to do. Again, going back to the 1-minute chart, and I'm sorry guys, today we have a little excitement. Okay, this is the sell side liquidity I was interested, as you can see. Okay, we are going back here. The market opens here, which is the market open at 9:30 at 16,925 even in this candle here, and we see immediately the market goes bearish. After that we have a move higher after breaking this low here. We have a shift in the market structure. As you can see, I was expecting this high here never getting touched, and the market, as I told you in the beginning, should be bearish for me. So I was expecting this high never touching this high here and creating a relative equal highs here. On the other side, after the price is moving down from this low, you have a shift in the market structure. You can see the market at 906 has a very big down close candle, and it left the new week opening gap low, and also clear the sell side liquidity between here. So this black candle created a fair value gap in 1 minute chart as a CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. We are seeing that the market tries back to the CB here once, twice, and three, four, five, 6 times. And after 6 times, it left the market and reached to the 15-minute buy side liquidity, BC. After that, here we have another CB that the market tries to go up and it fails. It comes back again, and in this candle here, we can have an opportunity to enter for short, since I was short. And for me, this was the first target and ideally the low of the 15-minute BC. That is also a sell side liquidity for me here. We open at 9. Before doing that, we can see here we have a very nice and beautiful move going back to the low of the BC of 15 minutes, and after that we have a little gap here, a fair value gap of the firm CB, which is filled completely by this candle, but as you can see it left the gap immediately, and at 9:31 and 9:32 we have another attempt to this gap here. I was expecting to see, after closing this green candle at 9:31, I was expecting to see this candle going a little bit higher to reach the consequent encouragement of this 15-minute BC, but and then from there I get in short, but it didn't reach here and immediately left the gap, as you can see. Then later on today we had a very nice going lower, and we didn't have the first fair value gap until 9:41. At 9:41 we have this fair value gap, which is a CB formed, and as you can see, we had the chance of entering for going short in these two candles. Let's measure how far could we go. We could go around 50 handles if you were interested to take a short position, and after that, since we cleared this sell side liquidity, we have a big retracement going over, and the market never tried to come back and test this first fair value gap of the day. The market is going higher and reaches the opening price of the 9:30 of today. Here we have a little stagnant in the price, and the price is trying to go back to this PC here, as you can see with this candle, and immediately as an institutional entry daily order flow, we are flying to the north to the 50% of the open range gap, which is also above the relative equal highs I was mentioning before, as I wasn't feeling and willing to get filled here to clear this buy side liquidity. But as you can see here, we are in a kind of engineering buy side liquidity for the market, and they are priming before opening bell of the market to go lower, and here as you can see all the candles in 1 minute chart are respecting with the body in the 15-minute BC. This is a completely algorithmic signature of the market that is very beautiful in my opinion. I cannot complain or argue with those who don't believe this market is algorithmic or it's not beautiful. Just look at the reactions here to the 15-minute buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. That is perfect. Anyhow, we are going to fill the, as you know, okay, let's do this. This is the 930 candle, and we have a 10 candle. This is our open range gap between 930 and 10. And 70% of the time, we have the chance to fill the 50% of the gap, open range gap, I mean. So this also happened. It was a very short move. Let's consider from this uh, first value gap until reaching the buy side liquidity here. This is a 463.25 run without returning back. The only return the market had was after passing this new week opening up low part and after passing the opening of the price at 930. Okay, after that you see at 1008, if I'm not mistaken, 10010, we have a very sharp movement going up and closing the gap. Even though yesterday was not any high impact or medium impact news, the market was behaving quite well. It was considerable move. It's around 1000 something movement upper. If we try to measure, we have a move of, sorry, 1000, almost 700 within 33 minutes. It's quite amazing. Okay, anyhow, here we were having some daily sell side liquidity and new day opening gap from Friday, last Friday. That was NFP day. After touching this first value gap of the morning session on Friday, the market drops immediately and is unable to reach to the new day opening gap of Friday and goes back again to the opening range gap from today. You can see at around the 50% of the opening range gap, the market is consolidating a little bit and spending some time. This is the time for smart money reversaling to go higher. And also, as you can see, the time is 10:40. Here, as a silver bullet model, you can see once we get back to the opening range gap and consequence of that, here we are seeing a BC that in the 5 and 1 minute chart, and we can consider this as a silver bullet because it's around the macro time of 10:50 to 11:10, and you can see at 10:47 and 10:48 the market is reaching to this fair value gap, and after that immediately leaves the fair value gap and trying to reach the first presented fair value gap of Friday PM session, as you can see here. I really wondering of the reaction to the market. Just look how beautiful the market is reacting here to the consequent encouragement of this CB on that is formed on Friday, April 4th. I have nothing to say. Really, this is one of the best type of price action, even though the movements and the level of volatility is quite high on this day, but still the market is behaving very clean, very nice, and it's amazing actually. I cannot make any complaint about this. Anyway, by 11 in the by 11 in the morning of yesterday, we are almost done for the morning session, and As you know, around 11:30 to 1:30 is the lunchtime macro. In 11:30 is starting here, and usually around this time the market is trying to reach to the side of the market that is not attacked, and most of the traders are in profit. So we see, because here the market prior to 11:30 the market comes down and clears this sell side liquidity, it is reasonable for us to see a little bit retracement and consolidation, because the market already had moved about 1700 handles, which is quite a lot. So they used this time window between 11:30 and 1:30 as a launch time for consolidation in order to have some rest for the market, because at this time the New York market stock is on a lunch break, kind of. Okay, we are going to see the opening bell at 1:30 New York time. This candle here is our 1:30 opening bell, and as you know from this candle, the first 30 minutes is considered again opening range gap for the PM session. In this candle here, in this range here, we are a little muddy, and you can see the candles are quite wild. They are not very clean and straightforward to understand. We have very covering of the candles from each other with the big shadows. You can see this one here, this one here. All of these candles are showing the muddiness of the price action, and that is quite normal. That is because of today and tomorrow we don't have any news. On the other hand, on the end of the week, on the other half of the week, we have FOMC, CPI, and PPI numbers releasing. So the market is completely normal to behave and in a structure that are trying to kick everyone out and not staying in a one direction movement. Okay, we are, even though the market is very choppy and creepy, which is the chop is real, but we have the structure and we can see how the market is behaving algorithmically. Let me put this because I was considering this as a breaker. And yes, here we have this structure, low, high, lower, low, clearing the sell side liquidity here. So this is for me a breaker, this big green candle. And as you can see, when the price is here, okay, just sorry because I was reading the texts. When the price is around the first fair value gap of the PM session on Friday, we have very beautiful reactions that the body of the candles are all staying behind the consequent encouragement of the fair value gap, even though the wicks are allowed to go out of the CB, but the bodies are respecting and they are all closing in the lower half of the FVG. It was around, I think, this candle here that when I saw all the candles here are starting to respect the lower half of the fair value gap, I put a limit order for going short in this candle here, and I immediately got failed, and the market has a very beautiful reaction going. My aim was this sell side liquidity here, and touching the breaker here. You can see the market is immediately reaching to this place, and the final destination for me, the final target, was top of the fair value gap that is formed after 1:30 today. You can see the reaction of the market within less than 5 minutes, I guess. The market showed a very beautiful reaction, almost reaching the first fair value gap of the day, but rejected and going higher. You can see here I was expecting a big run candle in the upside move. Unfortunately, the market was a little bit choppy here, and you can see it was covering a lot this range here that is quite balanced for me because of this fair value gap here, and all the price movement here makes this fair value gap a balanced price range. After that, mm, we have a run to lower part, and here you can see the market is reaching to 250 to 310 macro time. You can see this breaker that we were expecting to act as a bullish. Now it's acting as a bearish, and it reverses and it's inverted its role. At 3 p.m. we have a pullback all the way up to this breaker, and from this breaker you can see the market is going lower, lower, lower till reach till 360. That is a quite big run again, in my opinion. That's very clean and juicy. It's 230 almost handles, which is very nice. Anyhow, this was the commentary on the yesterday's price action, and now we are viewing the market of today. Let's go back to 15-minute chart and see what we have here. My interest today could be okay. Now we almost cleared this buy side here and then dropped immediately lower. We have a very beautiful sell side liquidity here. You can see this low, this low, this low, as well as this. We have a very nice sell side liquidity. Let's mention it. Oh, session, not market. Okay, we have this from low of the Asian session, and there is also pre-market of the London session. And here we have a 15-minute CB that is formed. What else can we see here? I'm not really interested going higher prices, but let's see from the 1-day chart what we have here. In the 1-day chart, in the daily chart, we are seeing a very big candle going lower that created two CBs on each other. Okay, going back to 5-minute chart, as we mentioned the sell side liquidity from Asian session, the buy side is already purged from here. Just a moment. Okay, I had a message from my girlfriend asking me how I am doing. It's quite nice and interesting. We have a very good, thank God, we have a very good connection together. Anyhow, let's get back to the business. Let's get down to business. We are witnessing here the market at 7. We are in quite big range, almost 230 handles is the range defined. What we can do is measuring this range from here to here, but canceling all of these levels because they are not pertinent to our analysis right now. We are in the 50% level of the range, so it is quite not clear for me where the market is trying to reach, but my interest for now is this level here as a sell side liquidity. I don't like this tree. Let's make it dash dotted. This looks better for me. Okay. What I can see here in the 5-minute chart, here we have this block that is a breaker to me, and I'm expecting to see the market is reaching higher because before that we went below these lows here and we purged sell side liquidity. Then we moved above this high here, and it's a kind of shift in the market structure with this BC formed. We are going to see this in a lower time frame. After that, we are moving higher towards these relative equal highs as well as finally these highs here. But let's go first to the 1-minute chart to see what's happening around here. Okay, my interest for today could be I like to see the price going down here and reaching to this 5-minute BC. Let me write it BC so we know exactly what category is this fair value gap. Because by reaching to this area, you can see all of this price around here is quite uh, in, quite balanced, and they covered a lot each other's candle. So for me right now is interesting to see the price running to this PC of 5-minute, and after that trying to reach going higher for this buy side liquidity. Okay, I don't know why these days trading view has a little lag. It's not working quite well. It's quite strange. So far we are 7, 8 in the morning, New York local time. We are not rushing because today we don't have any news, as you can see. So now let's see what's happening today. If you like so far this live, you can join my channel and like the video. I will be very happy to have your as my subscribed person, and you can show your support by doing this to me. You can show your Okay, so far we are seeing the prices around the first fair value gap of the PM session on Friday, April 4th. It's gyrating around without any power. That is quite normal for today. So let's see what's happening after this. I'm expecting to see this market goes to this BC here around 720 to 740 and gives us a position to go long for reaching this buy side liquidity here. It's also coupled with the 25% of the range that we defined from this low here to this high. This is our dealing range because we cleared the buy side liquidity of this candle, and on the other side we cleared the sell side liquidity of this candle here. So this can be the dealing range for us. Okay, let's see if there is any newcomers or no. This is quite in a bad position. Let's place this in the lower part in order to have both the time and the logo. Okay, we are seeing that the market already had an attempt to reach the buy side liquidity here, and now it's inside the small BC formed here in the first fair value gap of the PM session. Now we are at 712 and we are waiting for the market to see what happens. This can be a very nice move. I'm not actually very interested in seeing the market trading above this buy side liquidity, and I am expecting to see they are priming this market for buy side liquidity for later move. And right now I'm very much interested in seeing the price going lower. So we can have this scenario that the market already tried to reach the buy side liquidity and it failed, and now we are going lower to see lower prices. Let's see how these candles close. You can see the candle closed above the consequent encouragement of the first fair value gap on April 4th PM session. This can be a little risky because it's not my favorable and I'm expecting to see the price going lower. As I said, the first scenario for me is going to this buy side liquidity around 720 to 740, which is happening, I guess. The price should come to reach this area here, and after that trying to keeping the bodies of the candle above the consequent encouragement of this BC, and within 2 or 3 minutes reaches higher for this candle for this buy side liquidity here. We are not very excited. We have to be patient and just read the price. I'm here just to show you how to read the price. Oh, you can see a move back to the 50% of the fair value gap on the Friday, April 4th. Okay, this is very good. Here you can see if you are quite risky, you can consider this as a breaker because it's going above this high and this high here. So we have a breaker here. You can enter for short position coupled with this fair value gap of CB, this volume imbalance as well as this breaker. And targeting from here, if you consider the top of this fair value gap, which is also the sell side liquidity very short term here, it gives us around 25 handles, and it has the potential to go lower and reach to top of these candles here. Let's see. So far it reached the top of the first fair value gap. That is my favorable. Now I would like to see if the market is heavy or no. I'm expecting to see a little bit going out of the fair value gap by the wick of the candle, but the bodies should respect the fair value gap and not passing through it. So let's see. Okay, so far so good. We can do a little measurement of the wick created here and this wick that is huge. Okay, we don't need to see these levels, and I'm not very interested in these levels as well. We reached the 50% of this week and consequent encouragement of the first value gap on April 4th. So far the trade idea that I had was panning out perfectly, touching the fair value gap in 5 minutes and immediately rejecting and going higher, trying to reach the buy side liquidity here. And if you look at the time, it's 7:17. So we can also time the market in advance before expecting any type of move, and we can time it because all the things market are doing is algorithmic. You just need to practice these days and be in front of your charts as much as you can and as long as you can. Just practice, practice, and practice. You can see here we have a very big run. The candle is not respecting the CB and it's reaching. Yes, it's almost there, touching the buy side liquidity. Let's see. And yes, you can take a screenshot here and expect to see the price runs like this. This is one of the best runs you can have. This gives us a run. Let's consider top of this fair value gap to this around 90 handle, but to the buy side liquidity is 73 handles. Perfect, just in 3 minutes. Let's see if the market has the ability to reach to this buy side liquidity here. Okay, this is pretty nice, pretty sweet and easy. Okay, you see this candle closed below the BC? This is what I like to see because it just purged the buy side liquidity and after that rejected back. We can expect a kind of turtle soup if the price is trying to reach to this buy side liquidity and immediately going short for minimum 40 handles. Let's see. Now the price is back in the first value gap of the Friday PM session. Yeah, the price had tapped into the BC, but the body is respecting upper portion of the first value gap. Is quite interesting to me. So far we don't have any trade. I don't see any other trade. So it's better to stay calm and not rushing. Okay, it's 7:21 and let's see the market in 5-minute chart. As you can see here, we have this attempt to clear the buy side liquidity. Now, I would like to measure the wick here and show the consequent encouragement of the wick and see how the market is reacting. This can be also a very nice entry point for going short. As I said, the kind of turtle soup. We need to be patient and not acting foolishly. It's interesting that this 25% of the dealing range is in the middle of this range, this to 50% of the wicks, which is almost event horizon model. You can see the price tapped again to the buy side liquidity, and just let's see if it is able to go higher and higher to reach the buy side liquidity over here. Now we are in a live market. As you can see here, the market is open. We are in live and there is no latency. Okay, respecting the consequent encouragement of the week created a few minutes ago at 7.718. Now let's see what this candle is doing. I'm expecting a quiet run toward lower because I'm reversal mm, trader. So let's see. Again, this 50% here is the range of the week in 5-minute chart, while this 50% here is the range of between the close and high of this candle only. Okay, we are seeing rejection almost from this consequent encouragement. The price for me now can go lower a little bit, maybe tap into this blue line in this candle or the very next candle, and then start going lower to travel below this fair value gap on the Friday, and eitherly going back again to this 5-minute BC. Let's see. 6 minutes to 6 seconds to close the candle. One, the new candle. Okay, this candle should touch again the buy side liquidity and after that going lower ideally. Otherwise, I would like to see a touch for the 50% at 17,828.50 and after that going lower because this also is the consequent encouragement of the small VC formed here, as you can see. This can be as inversion. Let's mark it. Okay. You can see the price tapped the 50% level here and start going lower. This is very good, very nice and clean. The new candle opened with a volume imbalance. Should we mention this volume imbalance here or no? Let's see how this candle is closing. Sorry for this error. Going lower and lower. Very nice. So far we have a good reaction from the first buy side liquidity. If you want to see, we have this buy side liquidity here. If you allow me, I remove these Fibonacci levels because these are not pertinent anymore. We have a retracement back to the fair value gap inversion in 1 minute after touching the first presented fair value gap of the Friday, which is quite touched a lot. But the candles are still respecting the consequent encouragement of the inversion, as you can see. Still by far we have the best trade from this 5 minute to top of this candle here as a buy side liquidity for around 75 handles, and now we are witnessing the market is gyrating because it's 7:28 New York local time. It is still respecting the inversion fair value gap in 1 minute chart, but let's see. Okay, we are seeing the market has traded above the inversion fair value gap and couldn't reach the 50% of the week in 5-minute chart. It's still interesting. We have a tap to the inversion fair value gap in 1 minute. Now that is not anymore inversion. It is a reclaimed fair value gap as we closed above that and we have touched it again. We had traded above the 50% of the 5-minute week at 17,844.5. And here is my girl. She's asking for the link of the live. I told her, why don't you have me on your YouTube? I'm your boyfriend. How is it possible you don't have me on your YouTube? And she's enjoying the sunlight of the working day. It's quite interesting. So now we are trying to approach to this buy side liquidity over here. Uh, yeah, the market is quite nice. This is happening because of, as I was saying, we have this fair value gap and the market at 731 traded into this fair value gap and started its move toward this price of liquidity. Okay, still the market is soaring up. This is quite interesting to me. Just a little bit more. Come on, the market has the ability to move higher and higher. Don't be shy. We have this week over here and we traded a little bit above it but failed to reach to the consequent encouragement of this week over here. Still, the idea of this buy side liquidity is in play for me. Nothing has changed. These are just the normal price action games. There is a PC formed over here as well as this one. Consider the volume imbalance happened here. just looking at the price patiently without any rush. Let's consider, let's imagine that we entered in this fair value gap as we touched it over here, and now we are in profit. Let's see how much we are in profit. If we consider this, yes, the market is going upper to reach the buy side liquidity that I mentioned. If we reach to this buy side liquidity, we have around 45 handles, 65, I'm sorry. And you can take a little screenshot, just a little bit more. The market is a little shy today, and yes, you can take your screenshot as well as I do. And this is the second target we have. This happened by the run above this fair value gap of the BC at 731. The second target also attacked very nicely. And we are going above more and more. Let's see what we have over here. There is the first fair value gap of the Friday AM session, and yeah, it's all related to the Friday AM session as well as this big CB point here. Very nice price action delivery this morning. Guys, I think I have to stop this live show because it's 1:38 here in Europe, central of Europe, and I'm quite hungry. I have to start cooking and preparing something for myself. I will try my best to be back for the opening bell of the market at 9:30 or 3:30 Central European time. Okay, now the market touched our second target and it's good, very nice and clean. I will be back with you around 3:30. So take care and be careful today and tomorrow. This week we have CPI, PPI as well as FOMC. This is very volatility in the marketplace, so do not over leverage or over trade. Be very cautious as and